morning, everybody. So yeah, it's been 6 days since I made a video, which you can tell I'm busy because I love doing these videos, and was actually thinking of stopping and being like, God, what the fuck? What's the point? What's the fucking point? There's people all over that say things much better than I do. They address all these things that are so-called conspiracy theorists when it's not. It's just the truth. Am I really high? Good morning, Mike. Um, uh, Wondering, if I should keep this up or not. Yeah, that was my buddy Mike. Who is an inspiration because he's out here walking when it's really difficult for him. So don't take for granted the things that are easy for you. So yeah, so I was watching Karen Boom Boom Rocks this morning, and so I was really moved by your video. Thank you very much, my friend. And a lot of my heart, so it's hard to say. So I'll simplify it. So when you're in synchronicity, you're in the right place because things just flow. And I have a tendency to be in survival mode, and the way I've made things happen in the past is just by try harder, scurry, hurry. And I've had to learn to pull back because taking this class with the tuning forks, I had a slow week last week at the tattoo shop, and got really worried about finances. I have little side hustles I do for when it's slow, and those helped out, but it's not enough to pay the bills. But you have to allow space and have faith, and I have a hard time with that, and I know if I do, then other people do too. So I got to paint a big giant sunflower on a friend's shed yesterday, and I was really shocked like how many people loved it. Got a couple of people asking how much does it cost, to have you paint something for them or whatever. So who knows, maybe that'll be a future thing I do. I really like it because I get in my head, and it helps me just concentrate on what I'm doing and enjoy myself. And funny thing was, a little something happened while I was painting that made me feel and question the very root of what we all seem to struggle with, food. So I was painting, and I was a couple hours in, and it was taking a lot longer than I thought it was going to because of the texture of the board. Not your fucking guru mug. Love these. The texture of the board was, where it has those ridges that run down it, and then there was a texture to the actual wood too. I don't know what you call that kind of siding, but it was much harder. So I'm a couple hours in. First couple hours, Bluto was just being a booger, whining, rolling around, just making it really difficult to concentrate. And they invited me to sit down for lunch. Now, I noticed that this triggered in me not being able to say no to foods that I like, or questioning when I need to eat or shouldn't eat. Now, I was really into the project and it was taking longer than I thought, and I wanted to put as much time as possible. I'd also eaten a really big breakfast so I wouldn't have to stop. I had two big spelt tortillas. Well, the tortillas weren't big, but the stuff inside was, with nutritious, organic salad stuff, mostly from my yard, sprouts and stuff. Sorry, carnivores. I think that a lot of the veg, why it's bad for you is the Monsanto, but that's a side thing. But do it right, what feels right for your body. But I used to be vegan, and I had a bunch of delicious organic sausage in my spelt burritos with a bunch of veg. So I was full. And when the super sweet family that I'm painting at their house, the mom says, "Hey, Elise, come over here and eat with us." Now, everything they were serving was stuff that I like. I don't know if it was organic or not, but I was full. And for a second, I almost went and because I felt bad that I wasn't eating with them and was going to go eat with them, even though I didn't want to. So I wonder, I mean, not because I didn't want to, I did. I eat alone, so it would have been nice to share a meal with people, and their little daughter is just adorable and was talking like a 7-year-old, just saying really cute things. And so I really wanted to, but I needed to do what was right for me. And I noticed that I politely declined and explained I'd already eaten a lot, and that I was really focused. It's hard when you get into the flow of something to stop and then try to start flowing again. And I was really into the project. I was really having fun. But I felt so guilty while I was painting. It took me, I don't know, quite a while to let it go that I said no to the meal. And again, that took away from my energy to concentrate on where I was supposed to be. So if you don't want to eat something, or you don't feel it's right for you, or you're eating a diet that others don't necessarily approve of, or some other diet is working for them, stick to what's true for you. Everything flows into synchronicity, and when you're, again, in that, it'll flow one thing into the other. So the project went really well, and I got to make a little money, which I really, really needed. And like I said, I needed some encouragement, so I was shocked how many people liked what I did, and it felt really good. So then the other thing I wanted to address was, Karen, you're so sweet. Karen Boom Boom Rocks, check out her channel. I guess we don't see how other people see us. Like, I don't believe in being a guru, and I thought it was funny to name the channel Not Your Fucking Guru because of all the censorship. I'm an adult. My channel's for adults. It's not on the kids thing. So in my opinion, at 57 years old, I should be able to say what the fuck I want. And if someone doesn't like it and they're like, oh, you said fuck, or they don't get it, that, you know, these are just sounds, they have resonance. If they resonate with you, they resonate. If they don't, they don't. And I really needed to hear that this morning, Karen, encouraging me and understanding where I'm coming from and validating my feelings. I want everybody to be their own guru. Sure, we can help each other, but I think the day of gurus is over. Like, I don't think it's healthy, and that's just my opinion, and I do what's right with me. I don't want to be a guru. I don't mind inspiring people, or you know, teaching somebody something, but anytime you give energy, you get energy. So if you're teaching something, you learn something. So if you're teaching something, then that means you are getting to practice that thing you learned. And before you teach something, you really don't know the thing that you're teaching at that level until you can teach somebody else. It just takes things to a deeper place. So thank you, Karen. I really need to hear that. I actually almost was going to make my last video and say, sayonara, fuckers, I'm out. Because I think I have a tendency to OCD on whatever I'm into, and I'm really into this tuning fork class. So some of the things I'm learning are just incredible. So first of all, thank you to the people that are letting me practice on them. It has been absolutely amazing and incredible. So first of all, I thought when people used pendulums that they were sort of like willing the thing to turn and maybe moving the wrist a little bit to make it seem magical or whatever. So with the class, I'm going through Soma Energetics. If you're into this, they're the shit. They've been so fucking nice to me. So cool. And their tuning forks are hand milled in the United States, where the ones that you get on Amazon might be, you know, a half or third of the price, but they're punched out, and it puts off a different resonance. So Karen was talking about, Karen Boom Boom Rocks was talking about singing your song this morning, and the solfeggio frequencies are no longer in music, and that's what music used to be in, and it's cellularly calming. So in this class, I've learned that different cultures play on different frequencies and have a different bass notes, frequencies, and they affect you cellularly. And here in the West, um, the C note that our music is tuned off of and the frequency that our music is played to is harmful to our cells and makes us aggressive and competitive and um, it's not a healthy frequency, where the solfeggio frequencies, going back into Karen's video, your RNA signals to your DNA, and when you use tuning forks, the right tuning forks, it helps you to it affects you on a cellular level. So it's not hippie woo-woo shit. Scientists and labs, we always go back to science here in the West instead of, spirit. We know when something feels right, but we need the science to prove to us, and that's just a taught thing. If we were more in tune with our feelings, we wouldn't need some sort of scientific instrument to show us that something is working on our cells. We'd know because we felt it. So, like for example, the frequency 528 is directly affects your cells and heals you. They're healing all kinds of things. Anybody love light, or maybe they use it love light at first and then weaponize it, but we know that frequencies are curing dis-ease and repair your cells. Your cells don't have any empty space. Everything is teeming with frequency and energy. We have metals in our brain that when these tuning forks are used or we're exposed to certain frequencies, those suckers start vibrating, and we repair and think and connect. So back to the pendulum. So I've been practicing these certain techniques, and these classes are freaking interesting. So I'm having a blast. But before the tuning, you do a pendulum read of each of the chakras, and I get so excited because I'm like, look, because I'm doing it on Friends. Look, I swear to God, my fucking hand is not moving. Look at the pendulum. Look what it's doing. And I'm just amazed because I'm super honest. I'm an open book, and I'm super blunt, as those of you who watch me obviously have caught on by now. And I'm totally willing to admit when I'm wrong, because that means you're learning something. And I'm sure I'm frequently wrong. But sometimes I'm right. And anyway, it's just been an amazing thing. So my friend, I've done 2 of the long energy vibration techniques on her, and it's been absolutely incredible. So the first day, some of her chakras had no motion at all, and the second day, it was incredible, absolutely incredible. I mean, that sucker, so if it swings too much, it can be overactive, but there's just this good balanced middle place, and it was just so amazing to see. It feels like a magnet pulling it around. So uh, I'm sorry, all you dowsers and pendulum people. I mean, I knew it worked for some people that I thought, you must be super magical and more special than me or whatever. But I'm just really enjoying it, and anybody can do it. And I really, really saw that the pendulum was speaking to me, showing me what's going on with her, even spinning in the opposite direction or up and down. So I'm still learning the voice, the language of the tuning forks. They're alive, it seems like, and why not? They have frequency, and frequency is life and intelligence. So If you haven't gotten into tuning forks or whatever and you're curious, I highly suggest Soma Energetics and experimenting and using them, because I feel like I'm a different person. In that this last week I didn't have that many tattoo appointments, and what I did have was trade for things that people had done for me. And so I've been doing this class, and I'm having people come to me. So this is a real challenge. I'm having people starting to come to me about all sorts of asking me questions about healing. And I'm like, God, what the fuck is this, spirit, God, whatever you believe the higher source's name is, because I don't think that naming it is a God thing or a spirit thing. I think it's something higher than that. It doesn't care what we call it. That's a human thing we get caught up on. But like thinking to myself, like, what the fuck is this? Why all of a sudden, when I'm not your fucking guru, do I have random people coming to me and asking me questions about stuff to do with healing? And of course, I always say, look, do what's right for you. I'll do a little research. I'll tell you what I know. If it works for you, it's your body. Bottom line, you're going to know what's right for you. I'm not your fucking guru. So, you know, take it with a grain of salt, whatever it is. So I keep remembering that, remember in the 90s when we had those cool shops that you could go to and get all kinds of cool books and tie-dye stuff and weed-related stuff before it was illegal. I mean, when it was illegal. You know, beads, curtain beads for your doorways, and stickers and all kinds of cool crystals and things. Well, there was a lot of books that used to be there that aren't available anymore. I can't even find them in the out of print stuff. And I had given a lot of mine to this traveling hippie library that we gave books to this lady that traveled around in a van that was in the Rainbow Tribe, and she went to all the hippie places. My house used to be open to these people, and so I'd have people here of all different types, doing all kinds of cool hippie shit, you know, whether it was acupuncture and massage or taking people on journeys or whatever their thing they were into at the time. And so she had this traveling library, and I would give books and then take some books, and some of them I wish I would have kept, but one of them, I've probably talked about this before, but it had a deep impact on me. It was a Pleiadian book. And when I read the book, you're reading along, and at some point into the book, it says, look back at the pages that you've read. Do you notice that some of my writing, some of the print is italicized or in bold print? And I'm like thinking to myself as I'm reading it, yeah, what's up with that? Like, does that cost more? My analytical brain going off. Like, how did you afford to have these little books printed, much less all this special italicized stuff or whatever? It says, well, look again. All of it's the same. And I looked, and sure as fuck, it was all typed the same. It was just the energy and intent put into the book that made you see it that way. So whatever was important to you flowed into you. Intention, attention. So when you're learning something new, I have to keep reminding myself this, because I beat myself up when I try to stuff stuff into my brain when I'm learning something new. And this class at first was felt overwhelming and like too much for me to remember, and I'm probably going too fast or whatever. But the Pleiadian knowledge was, when you're learning something, listen to it like a song and let it flow over you. Like usually when you hear a song, you catch the hook, the little mid, you know, there's a stanza, then the hook and the catchy beat, and you get that, but you might not catch all the words to the song. Let life flow over you like that. Let it just sort of flow over, and have faith that what's meant to stick will stick, and the rest will come if it's meant to come. So yeah, I know I'm all over this morning, and that's partly why I stopped making videos for 6 days, because it really stuck in my head that person that made the comment and suggested that I be more professional and quit saying and get my thoughts more clear. But that's not me. That's not me. Sometimes I just want to go on faith and be proven to myself that I'm going to be guided. I'm going to know exactly what to say. So, yeah, bottom line, just stay in the moment. When things are synchronistic and are flowing one thing into the next, that know you're exactly where you're meant to be. And Karen, you showed me that this morning, that yes, I should get on here and make another video, even if it affects just one person. And apparently it has you, and I think of you as a dear friend. And I appreciate you so much, and I love your videos, and I love to know that I know you when I watch them, and your messages always resonate. I'm still not up on all the pole dancing ones or whatever, but that's the beauty of us not being cookie cutter people, that we all have our path or whatever. But you're working really hard on your health, and it reminds me to take care of myself. And because I tend to get overboard on one thing, like, oh, I'm vegan, and then now that y'all are all carnivore, I'm learning that, well, I'm gonna eat meat again, but eating just carnivore is too heavy for my body. And I love my microgreens that I grow, and my sprouts make me feel good and stuff like that. So I respect other people to do their carnivore thing. If it feels right for them, then it's right for them. And for me to be able to do what I do and to not eat when I don't feel like fucking eating. And if I need to eat what feels right for me. So I know this video is all over the place, and I'll try to make another one soon, and pull my thoughts in a little bit more. I'm a little flighty this morning, about to do some class work. I have one day off today, and then it's back to it. And if you're someone I know and you're local and you want to do a tuning with the tuning forks, I need people to do it, to pass this class and get certified or whatever. And it's such a blast. It's such a blast, y'all. And validation that, yes, we're energy. And one more thing. So my friend that I did the 2 sessions on, she felt like a pulsing afterwards. So when you do these tuning forks, you can have effects from it for days, because that frequency is going through your cells, and it can sit and pulse in you for days. So she's a heavy pot smoker like I used to be. And normally, she'd go home, take a nap. And whenever a stoner wants to take a nap, they smoke some weed first. It's just part of being a pothead. And she went home and was still pulsing and did not smoke weed, and ended up taking a nap, which normally wasn't something that she'd be able to do. And also she had these cool dreams. In her dream, it told her to keep a journal by her bed, and to, when she has a dream, to wake up and write it down real quick. So she's had a few of those, and beautiful results from the sessions where she has some stored trauma. And so sometimes she's embarrassed because she just starts sobbing sometimes and crying. And I think she's beautiful, and that it's a beautiful thing that she's trying to heal and release that. Well, she hasn't had one of her crying fits since her attunements. So just amazing, because she's so open and honest and receptive, and a badass who just tell me if she didn't feel anything, she'd just tell me, this is fucking stupid, I don't feel fucking nothing. But I'm again, so by me doing this, I'm learning from her, and she's learning from me, and it's symbiotic. It isn't a one-sided thing. I'm nobody's fucking guru, and she's nobody's fucking victim. We're both healing and learning, and it's just been a beautiful thing. So if you watch this, you know who you are. I love you. So get out there and shine, y'all. Stay in synchronicity. All that exists is this moment. this moment right now. And I've heard that a million times, and I'm just now starting to understand on a deep level. It's funny, as you age, you learn something and then you learn it again and again and again, and it means something totally different as you age and integrate these lessons into you. So just know that you're not alone, to let whatever life is teaching you flow over you, and don't worry if you don't get it all, and to stay in the moment. And that I truly believe that as long as it takes to go breathing into your diaphragm, Karen, I got you on my heart, because we all don't breathe deep enough down into our bellies, down into our diaphragm, like toddlers do with their tummies sticking out, when they still know how to breathe naturally, where we breathe deeply. So breathe deeply, y'all. Stay in the moment. Listen to the beauty of the world, and shine on for yourself, shine on for everybody else. And we can change this simulation. We can vibrate, and it doesn't have to be everybody, just the percentage, to vibrate at a certain level that we then live in a completely different frequency. Shine on. One love.